Well, hello! I'd like to talk to you today about glasses and those of us who wear them for whatever reason. Now, I'm particularly short-sighted, and I've often talked about this in terms of if ever I have a video out, I've got almost no chance of getting my FatSharks off, get my glasses on in order to be able to see whatever I'm flying, because it disappears in, well, I get blurry about here. So the reason I wanted to talk about them is some people see that I wear glasses and they say, well, how do you get your goggles on? What do you do? Because obviously if you just look through them, it's not going to work. So I use the FatSharks. I'm currently on the Dominator 3s. I used to have the normal Dominators. And I use these little, this is how they come. These are the FatShark diopter lenses. And I better show a close up because filming this, trying to hold up a transparent piece of plastic is not going to work. And I use these ones. These are -6, which is quite close to my prescription. And they're not bad. They're very cheap. I think $15 you get the -4, -6 and the -2 sets. And I'm fairly close to -6, so I've been using these and they're generally okay. But many people have asked, like, okay, I'm long-sighted, so I have a plus prescription, or you know, I'm -5, or I've got an astigmatism or a prism or a more complicated prescription. What do I do? And I've had to say in the past, I don't know. I know there's companies about that have done these lenses, but I haven't tested them out myself, and I don't like to recommend stuff that I haven't tested. So I managed to get hold of some custom lenses. These were provided from a company called RHO-Lens that do prescription lenses for all sorts of goggles, actually. They do the FatShark size lenses, and they also fit the Sky Zone and the Unway goggles, but they also do lenses for the DJI Goggles, the Headplay goggles, and the Epson Moverio, which are these, I've never actually looked through them. It sounds interesting. It's like these glasses that you can see through, and it projects the image of what you're looking at over the top of them, sort of augmented reality style. Anyway, obviously I'm looking at the FatShark ones. So the good thing about ordering from these guys is it's like a regular pair of glasses. What you need to have is your current prescription. So they're after the sphere measurement, which is how long or short-sighted are you. That's the plain -6 or whatever. The cylinder, which is if you have an astigmatism, this is how it's corrected, and the axis, which is about how that cylinder. I'm trying to talk technical optician terms, but the cylinder and axis are about how they correct for the astigmatism, and I've got one in my left eye, I think, so I've managed to put this in. They also want to know your pupillary distance, so exactly where the middle of your eyes are, so they can put the lens right, which again, I guess FatShark do this on a sort of average basis of people's eyes. And if you've got a prism and all the details associated with that, which fortunately I don't. Anyway, so I sent off my information, and pretty soon I got, aside from this nice lens cloth, these two little envelopes, which have inside these two little inserts, handily labelled left and right. And, you know, I was only interested to see if they'd be at least as good as the FatSharks, but they are instantly, you can tell, are a better quality just looking through the lens. I mean, these are made to a price, obviously, and these are plastic. But if I hold these up to my eyes, you know, I can see, but the clarity on this one, which is optical glass instead of plastic, is already, you can see the difference. Well, I can see the difference. This is another point which is hard to review. I'm reviewing something that's A, see-through, B, is set up for my eyes only, so only I get the benefit out of it. So I'm really going to have to talk about how it feels for me and what it looks like in comparison. And you're kind of going to have to take my word for it. The main thing about these is they're A, much better than what FatShark produce already. B, you can get them in whatever your prescription is, which I think is very critical for people that don't have a very basic -2, -4, -6 prescription that can actually use the plastic ones. So I'm going to pop these in my goggles. Now, I was wondering about the best way of testing these. At the moment, I've got, and I'll have to click too close up, a pair of the -6s in here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to watch some DVR footage, and then I'm going to swap the lenses over, and then I'm going to look at it again. I'm going to see how it looks. I thought that was a fair way of doing things rather than going out and flying, because you might get two slightly different flights. At least if I look at the DVR that's already on there, I should be able to tell. I'll do that now, and I'll show you how you get the lenses in and out, and we'll see how that goes. So here's the two lenses, and one thing I know, because this has got some sort of anti-reflection glare on it, if I just do this, you'll notice how much the plastic catches the light versus the glass one.
Now, I don't know how much effect that's going to have inside your goggles, but anything to make it clearer is good in my view. So in terms of placing in the goggles, and I should apologise for the lack of light here. Normally I'd flood my filming with light, but I really don't want to, you know, plunge a load of light on my goggles and potentially ruin the optics. I've got this one in here. I'm going to put one in this side. Basically, these little slots here are designed for these to go in, which I'm going to do now. It's kind of awkward to do in a viewfinder, so I'm going to I'll try my best and see if I can line it up while still showing what I'm doing. So they get in the slot, you kind of give them a bit of a wriggle, and they push down like that. And that's it, nice and secure. And then you can just pull them out on the tabs as well. They are not going to fall out. These are pretty tight in here, and these are just 3D printed, these surrounds, but they are nice and tight. You know, you can get them out by, you know, pulling and wiggling, but they are not going to fall out. I've had the diopters, the plastic ones, come loose before, but yeah, these are looking pretty good.
So I could show you me watching the DVR back, which would look pretty weird and a bit like this. Yeah. Oh. Ooh. Nice. But I don't think that would do much good. So I'll just talk about what I noticed. So, as I said, my eyes were very close. Both my prescriptions are actually a -6, which these ones are. The thing I picked up from swapping between these lenses and the RHO lenses, which are now in there, is that things are clearer. That's not to say the prescription has changed massively, certainly in my right eye. It's just looking through glass is better than looking through plastic, whichever way you look at it. So yeah, things were slightly crisper, slightly nicer. I was looking very much around the edges, looking at text, looking for even the DVR overlay on the FatShark to see how that looked. My left eye, which does have the astigmatism is correct, I did notice quite a significant difference in being able to see. I kind of feel like when I normally wear goggles, it's almost, I've got right eye dominance, and kind of the stuff for the left eye is kind of like, yeah, it's there, but we'll kind of ignore it. But on this, it was, yeah, really good. It seemed equal. It might be my imagination, it seemed a little bit brighter. I don't know if that's something to do with the way light goes through here, but yeah, I could pick up both screens to look brighter. The image looked just a tiny bit bigger, and I don't know if this is because the lenses sit slightly close to my lens. With short-sightedness, if you have a lens like this, you move it away, the image shrinks in the lens, and this looked just a touch bigger to me. So I think perhaps they're sitting just slightly close to my face there, but not in a way where I was blinking on them, I wasn't steaming up, that was all working good. Yeah, these are really good, so I've got absolutely no hesitation in recommending them. If you're exactly on the either -2, -4, -6, you've got nothing complicating your prescription and your IPD falls exactly in the centre, then you'll get away with these. These are okay, but I have to say that having spent, you know, a significant amount of money, this is one of the most expensive individual items I've got for FPV. I now feel a little bit foolish using the cheapy plastic lenses instead of getting some custom-made ones, because they're just better. But certainly, if your prescription is different than the very basic -2, -4, -6, and your IPD is different, you've got something different going on in your prescription, yeah, these are really worth putting in your goggles, because basically you'll be able to see, and it pretty much they've got a set that will go on any goggles, so that's really impressive. Now, RHO-Lens have been kind enough to give me a discount code that I can pass on to you, and I will put it here on the screen. If you use this, you get 10% off your order, which is great. Now, they're based in Germany, but obviously ship wherever you are, and that's why I got them so quickly. So you guys like me in Europe, I think they took a couple of days to come here, which is really good. Normally at this point I'd hold the item up and say check it out, but they're in here. But yeah, RHO lenses. If you've got any sort of glasses wearer or anything like that, check them out, see if they can help you out and see if they can fit your goggles. Well, that's all from me, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye for now.
Well, you've made it to the end of the video, so thanks once again for watching. If you like what you saw, then please consider subscribing, and if you really like what you saw, then be sure to check out the link to my blog for a variety of ways in which you can help support this channel.